Hiya. So in a recent quick guide, I covered iThemes Security Free, but to give you a sense of one of the features that I pay for in iThemes Security Pro on some of my sites, we're looking at this two-factor authentication thing. And so I'm running the iThemes Security Pro on this Thoughtful Code account. And so if I go to log into my normal login screen for that site, I will put in my username and password just as always. I click Remember Me. But what happens is I get this security challenge screen. And this is coming from iThemes Security Pro, where I'm running their two-factor authentication. And so in order to get that, I go into my phone, on my iPhone here, and I run an app called Auth. I'll let you see these codes because they are what's called a time series code. So both my WordPress site and my phone app know a certain seed that generates this code. But when I publish this video long after I've used this code to get into the site, it'll be effectively a totally useless password to everyone involved. So I'm going to quickly, I see this six-figure code in my app. I'm using an app called Auth. You can use Google Authenticator for the same thing. Auth has the convenience that it syncs across multiple devices from the same account. So it's useful when you replace your phone or want to use your iPad instead. So with that, I hit the code that I had from my app, and I put that in, and now I'm logged into my WordPress site. But if someone didn't have that second factor, that barcode scan that I put into Auth that I then generated the time code, they wouldn't be able to log in. So that's one of the nicer features on iThemes Security Pro that I really appreciate having, because it does make the site more secure. It makes it harder for someone to gain access to it, because even if they were to guess my password, which is long and very good, they still wouldn't have access to my full site. So that's really how two-factor authentication works with iThemes Security. To set it up, you just simply come in here, and you go through their grid, and I come on to two-factor, and I say configure. I basically have to turn it on, and then when I turn it on, I'll notice that I can tweak a lot of settings. And like I said, what happens is actually your phone typically will have a second factor app like Google Authenticator or Auth, and you'll scan that, a QR code with your phone for that, and then you're all set. So that's what's set up. I think I can maybe quickly create a new user. So let me try that just for the sake of showing this whole thing off. So username test for video. So if I create this new user here, so I can come in here on this new account and say view QR code and secret key. So this right here is exactly what I would put into my Auth app, is I'd scan this QR code or Google Authenticator. Let's see if I'm fully prepared for this. Yeah, so scan QR code is coming up on my Auth screen. I realize this isn't the best way to show off an iPhone, but I'm not in the habit of this specific one. All right, so to show you that, I hit scan QR code, and I'll scan the exact QR code from my screen. Now it says, what is the name of this account? There's an account name by default, but I might customize it so it says Thoughtful Code, user, etc. And then I'm all set. Auth will then give me those same time codes based on this seed or secret that's embedded in the QR code. And I'm all set. I have a second factor, which makes it much harder for anyone to gain access to my WordPress site. That's two-factor authentication with iThemes Security. Hopefully it helps you. iThemes Security Pro, to be clear, that's the paid version, but I think this is a feature that is worth considering paying for, at least, because this way you know that your two-factor provider won't suddenly disappear because you're paying for it. All right, cheers.